What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. We have one piece of very big breaking news for you. The government of Nicaragua has issued a hurricane watch for the southern half of the coast right here. You can see it right here. The NHC just put it out in its latest advisory. A hurricane watch is now in effect for these areas. We have tropical storm watches issued for further north in Nicaragua and Costa Rica as well. So, if you're in Nicaragua, if you're in Costa Rica, you need to be paying very close attention to this. You need to be taking this very seriously. Your officials have now issued a hurricane watch for this, which now means that hurricane conditions are possible within 48 hours. And now we need to take a look at the satellite. And I will say the satellite has not been impressive as it has been in the past. But I am noticing a bit of convection in this area right here, starting to fire up a little bit. So that might be a new area. That might be the new potential center of circulation right there. That we could be seeing right there. So we'll have to pay very close attention to this. This is still a potential tropical cyclone. However, the thing that's really hindering its development is basically all the islands and potential land interaction it's going through right now. Because after it passes through there, if we take a look at the cone, after it passes through by basically tonight in the overnight hours, it'll be in open water for the next day and a half, and it'll have plenty of time to develop, organize, and intensify, as it's over some pretty warm waters right here. And as you can see in this area right here, the water's around 83, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. So it has plenty of warm water. The wind shear is weak enough. If we take a look at the wind shear, yeah, the wind shear is weak enough right here for this thing to develop. The only thing that's really stopping this thing from developing is it getting in its own way. Partly due to how fast it's been going, although it has been slowing down. It was at 30 miles per hour earlier. It's slowed down considerably, now 21 miles per hour. So it'll have a better chance and have a little more time to develop and organize. It's expected to make landfall moving around 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it's going to slow down some more before it approaches there. So we need to all pay very close attention to this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest storm information right here. This is as of 1 p.m., 11.5 degrees north, 61.8 west, moving around, pressure's down to 1,010, maximum winds 35 knots or about 40 miles per hour. The track models, the H-Wharf has it going a little bit to the north, having it make landfall in central Nicaragua, having it basically move inland, keep inland in El Salvador and Guatemala, and then move out to the Pacific Ocean. But we are seeing a new trend right here. We're looking at right now, as you can see, it's still expected to be a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm. The threat is still there for it to become a hurricane. The NHC has it at 70 miles per hour, so an extra 4 miles per hour would make it a hurricane. That's why Nicaragua issued that watch. But if we take a look at the Pacific Ocean, it's expected to become a hurricane, and the waters there are pretty warm. The shear isn't terrible for this thing to develop. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see as the situation develops right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We have the key messages right here. Heavy rainfall is expected to spread westward across the ABC Islands, portions of northern Venezuela, and northeast Colombia through Thursday morning, and reach Nicaragua and Costa Rica by Friday. Areas of flash flooding are expected, along with potential for mudslides. I covered this a little bit, but yeah, just because it's not a tropical storm yet, just because the NHC doesn't say it's going to be a hurricane right now, doesn't mean the threat is not there for other hazards. Yes, there is a potential wind threat, but there's also a good rain threat. In fact, if we take a look at the latest advisory right here, in Nicaragua and Costa Rica, we're seeing 3 to 7 inches of rain with isolated higher totals around 10 inches, which that's enough to cause some flooding. And if the ground saturates, that may be enough to cause some mudslides right there, as the NHC said. I'm sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get right back to this. Winds of tropical storm force are expected over the ABC Islands in the next few hours. Tropical storm conditions are expected along the northwestern coast of Venezuela and northeastern coast of Colombia tonight and early Thursday. 3. Hurricane conditions are possible within the hurricane watch area along the Caribbean coast of Nicaragua by late Friday, with tropical storm conditions possible Friday afternoon. So that's a new interesting development that I want to touch base on and talk to you about. Now we're going to go ahead and go to some of the model runs. We have the HMON. We're actually going to backtrack this just to show you what this thing's going to do. The HMON has this thing continuing to organize and develop as it goes on. It's expected to make landfall. It's not going to really hinder its development. It's going to make landfall in parts of Venezuela and Colombia, pass through there. Give it some time. It's over open water. It's going to start developing, organizing, intensifying into a hurricane. It's expected to drop down to 985 with potential winds up to 80, maybe even 85 miles per hour if the HMON is correct as a Category 1 hurricane as it moves through Nicaragua. Kind of stays as tropical storm strength as this is going to be moving rather quickly through the country. And then it continues to organize. We could see hurricane strength again for it developing, and then basically it continues to weaken a bit, not weaken, but strengthen potentially to high-end Category 1 as it's off the coast of Mexico right here. And basically that's as far as we're going out with that right there. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the HWRF model. Is this the other model that is currently available to us? The HWRF has something similar, except it has it making landfall further to the north into Colombia now. It's going to organize, it's going to develop, it's going to intensify, and then once it does, it's going to intensify. Just like the HMON, it's expected to intensify into a hurricane with pressure of 986 and potentially winds up to 80, once again, 80 to 85 miles per hour. So the HMON and HWRF are in agreement, despite what some will say, saying this won't be a hurricane. The possibilities are increasing right now. They're now good enough for Nicaragua to issue hurricane watches. So that's basically what we're looking at. We have that probability. The HWRF has this thing moving through El Salvador and Guatemala, and then basically just taking a nosedive to the south, which I'm gonna say this right now, like it's not gonna move further to the north like that. But there could be some deviation possible, and I will update you guys as the situation develops. But with that being said, it's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out and helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather, which is what I'm hoping I'm doing with these videos. If you're in Nicaragua, if you're in the hurricane watch area, start preparing now. But with that being said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.